So today we will see the interrupts in LPC2148. You know what an interrupt is? We had ample discussion on the basic concepts of interrupt. An interrupt is essentially an event which can be either an internal event or an external event which calls for the attention of the processor. So the processor will stop whatever it is doing and then it will service the request of the interrupt. And what exactly the processor has to do upon such an interrupt is written in the form of a small segment of code. We call that part of code as interrupt service routine, ISR. Once the processor completes the interrupt service routine, it executes the main program. So in simple terms, the processor is executing your super loop. This is the super loop. This is my ISR. So once an interrupt happens, the processor suspends whatever it is doing and then it jumps to the interrupt service routine, and upon completing this interrupt service routine it comes back to the super loop and then it executes the main program again. So this is a simple mechanism of how to handle an interrupt. This is applicable to any microcontroller. The concept is still the same. Okay. In LPC2148 there are totally 22 interrupts. In 8051 we have 6 interrupts. In LPC2148 we have 22 interrupts. That means there are 22 possible ways in which you can gain the attention of a microcontroller. So there are 22 sources. What are the 22 sources? It starts from 0. 0 is my watchdog timer. Source number 1 is not used. Source number 2 is ARM core 0. Source number 3 is ARM core 1. ARM core 0 and ARM core 1 are used for internal ARM core functionalities and for debugging. Timer 0 interrupt is 4. Timer 1 interrupt is 5. UART 0 is 6. UART 1 is 7. Pulse width modulation is 8. I2C integrated circuit 0 is 9. SPI 0 is 10. SPI 1 is 11. Phase clock loop is 12. Real time clock is 13. External interrupt 0 14. External interrupt 1 15. External interrupt 2 16. External interrupt 3 17. ADC 0 18. I2C 1 19. Brownout detect is 20. ADC 1 21. Last but not the least is my USB interrupt. So there are 22 interrupts in total available in LPC2148. Each interrupt has a unique interrupt control SFR. There are ways in which you need to use that particular SFR in order to process the interrupt of that particular peripheral. But then in general, there are 22 SFRs available in LPC2148. And in order to use an interrupt, there are 4 set of SFRs that you have to deal them in general. Once you handle them, once you process these 4 SFRs, then you have interrupt specific SFRs to be dealt with that you can see whenever you are dealing the interrupt of that particular peripheral. So any peripheral normally has a specific interrupt register. For example, if you want to use external interrupt, you have a specific interrupt register meant for dealing external interrupts alone. So you have interrupt specific SFRs. But in general, if you want to enable and use a interrupt in LPC2148, these are the 4 SFRs that you have to deal with. First one is called Vector Interrupt Controller Interrupt Enable SFR. This particular SFR is used to enable an interrupt source. There are totally 22 interrupt sources. Not all of them we are going to use at a given point in time. So we will be selectively enabling a particular interrupt source depending upon our requirement. What interrupt source you wanted to use. So only those interrupt sources we will enable them. So Vector Interrupt Controller Interrupt Enable SFR is used to selectively enable an interrupt source. Second SFR is called Enable Clear SFR. Vector Interrupt Controller, VIC stands for Vector Interrupt Controller. VIC. We can add ED also. Vector Interrupt Controller. Vector Interrupt Controller Interrupt Enable. The next one is Vector Interrupt Controller Interrupt Enable Clear. This exactly works opposite to that of the first SFR. While Enable SFR is used to enable a specific interrupt source, this Vector Interrupt Controller Interrupt Enable Clear SFR is used to selectively disable an interrupt source. The third SFR is Vector Control 0 to Vector Control 15. Totally 16 registers are available here. These registers are used to assign a particular interrupt source to Vector Interrupt Controller. So there are totally 16 such SFRs. Vector Interrupt Controller, Vector Control 0 to Vector Interrupt Controller, Vector Control 15. Totally 16 SFRs. This SFR is the most important SFR wherein we will assign a particular interrupt source to a particular slot in the Vector Interrupt Controller. The next one is Vector Address 0 to Vector Address 15. Each control register is used to assign a particular interrupt source to a slot, and then once that particular interrupt happens, what exactly the microcontroller has to do? You have to write it in the form of a ISR. The address of the ISR, you have to put it in this address registers so that the microcontroller will automatically make a jump to that ISR. Okay, so you can imagine this mechanism like this. Say for example, in our department, there are a lot of rooms, so let me say so this is our veranda, this is our room. So I sit here in the first room, Amarivali madam sits in the second room, Murugar Prakash sir sits in the third room. So all these rooms are fixed, room number 1, 2 and 3. Okay, so imagine this way. Instead of using a fixed room 1, 2 and 3 where each faculty member would come and occupy in the same locations every time, our department follows this mechanism. We have a name board like this. In the name board, this is room number 1, this is room number 2 and this is room number 3. Okay, so the room numbers are mentioned. So on one particular day, the HOD assigns Muruga Prakash sir here, Amarivali madam here, and myself in the third room. So I am assigned the third slot. Amarivali madam is assigned the second slot, and Muruga Prakash sir is assigned the first slot. Which means, in this case, instead of fixing a room permanently to each and every faculty member, HOD has the control to fix any room to any faculty member on the go dynamically depending upon the requirement and the availability of the room. Tomorrow, the same room can be, I may be assigned the first slot, Amrita madam can go to the third slot, and SMP sir can come to the first slot. This is a mechanism where you have slots available. Depending upon the availability and the requirement, somebody can assign a room to any particular faculty member. This is a mechanism which LPC2148 adopts. If you consider the same example here, this is called vector interrupt controller. The vector interrupt controller consists of 16 slots here. These 16 slots are equivalent to our 16 rooms here. There are 22 faculty members here. The 22 faculty members have to take these 16 rooms. Which faculty member need to take which room can be selected depending upon the wish and will of the head of the department. Something similar to that. For example, on one particular day, ADC may be assigned to slot 0. This is slot 0 to slot 16. So there are totally 16 slots available here. Any interrupt can be assigned to any particular slot depending upon the priority requirement. Slot 0 has the highest priority. Slot 15. This is 15. Slot 15 has the lowest priority. Out of the total 16 slots, any slot can be assigned to any interrupt source depending upon the priority and the requirement. For example, I can assign external interrupt 2 to slot 1. I can assign UART interrupt to slot 2, something like this. So you can assign any interrupt to any slot. But the thing is, whichever the interrupt you are assigning, that interrupt should be assigned to a ISR address. Corresponding ISR address. So there are two registers that you need. One register for assigning a interrupt source to a particular slot, that is done by vector control SFR. And then once that interrupt happens, what exactly the microcontroller has to do? That is written in the form of a vector interrupt service routine. That interrupt service routine address has to be assigned in the vector address. So these are the two important registers that you have to play with. So that you keep in mind. So there are totally 4 registers that you have to play with. Very simple, in fact. One is an enable SFR, the other one is enable clear, the other one is vector control SFR, the fourth one is vector address SFR. All the 4 of them you have to learn. Let us see one by one all the 4. First one is vector interrupt controller interrupt enable SFR. What is the purpose? This is used to enable a specific interrupt source. It is used to enable a specific interrupt source. Out of the total 22 interrupts, any particular interrupt source can be selectively enabled. More importantly, writing a 0 doesn't have any effect here. If you want to enable an interrupt, write an interrupt, write a value of 1 to the corresponding interrupt source. If you don't want to use it, disable it. For disabling it, you have a different SFR. You cannot write a 0 here. Writing a 0 in the interrupt enable SFR have no effect. Say for example, I wanted to enable external interrupt 0. So if you want to enable external interrupt 0, you have to make the 14th bit as a 1. So how do I make 14th bit as a 1? This is how I will do it. I will write it on the top left. Vector interrupt controller interrupt enable. Make a note of the notation here. VIC in uppercase, I in uppercase, E in uppercase, the rest of the thing are in lowercase. So vector interrupt controller interrupt enable are equal to shorter notation hexadecimal 01 left shifted this by 14 times. So 14th bit becomes 1. I want to enable UART interrupt. vector interrupt controller interrupt enable R equal to hexadecimal 01, left shift this by 6 times. So whichever interrupt you wanted to enable, make that particular interrupt bit as a 1 in the interrupt enable SFR. Very simple. Writing a 0 doesn't have any effect. That is the second thing that you have to understand. Right. How to disable an interrupt? For disabling an interrupt, you have a separate SFR called vector interrupt controller interrupt enable clear. Okay, make sure of the capital and the lowercase notations here. Interrupt enable clear. I caps, E caps, C caps. Rest of the thing are in smaller case. Vector interrupt controller interrupt int enable en clear CLR. I caps, E caps, C caps, VAC in caps. Rest of the thing in smaller case. You have to use it in the same notation. Don't confuse. So vector interrupt controller interrupt clear is an SFR that is used for disabling an interrupt. So how do I disable an interrupt? Similar to how do you enable it? You write a value of 1 in the exact place in which you wanted to disable it. Say for example, I want to disable the ADC interrupt. So how do I disable it? Vector interrupt controller interrupt enable clear R equal to hexadecimal 01, left shift this by 18 times. If I do that, 18th bit of enable clear SFR will become 1. This will clear the interrupt enable bit to 0. So writing a 1 here in the enable clear has an impact on enable SFR. In the enable SFR, in case if you have enabled this ADC interrupt, because we are dealing ADC interrupt here, in case if you have made it to 1, this will be now become 0 by virtue of writing a 1 here. So if you write a 1 here, the interrupt will automatically get cleared. Next one, similar to interrupt enable SFR, writing a 0 doesn't have an effect here. So don't write a 0 because writing a 0 doesn't have any effect. Writing a 1 will disable an interrupt source. Writing a 1 will clear a particular bit in the enable SFR. Writing a 0 doesn't have any effect. That is something that you have to understand. Next one is the most important, vector interrupt controller. The vector interrupt controller is something similar to our name board that we discussed. This vector interrupt controller consists of 16 slots. This name board consists of 16 slots. 2, 4, and each of them in turn divided into 4. Slot 0, slot 15. Slot 0 has the highest priority. Slot 0 has the lowest priority. Okay. So you can imagine this as a name board where you can assign any name of anyone on the go depending upon your priority requirement. Whoever the name assigned here gains the topmost priority. So I can assign any interrupt source to any particular slot. So we have totally 22 interrupts, but we have only 16 slots. So out of the 22, you can use only 16 of them at any given point in time. That's what it means. So you can assign any interrupt source to any particular slot by using this vector interrupt controller, which includes 16 registers. What are those 16 registers? Vector interrupt controller, vector control 02, vector interrupt controller, vector control 15. Okay, so slot 0 has the highest priority and slot 15 has the lowest priority. So this is something that you have to understand. So this is what I told you just now. Each vector control register has a corresponding address register. So you have to have a one-to-one match. So two important rules that you have to understand is, first rule, you can assign any interrupt source to any slot. There is nothing fixed. Like unlike in in 8051 microcontroller, you have fixed interrupts. The interrupts here is not fixed, which means you can assign any interrupt source to any slot. That is rule number 1. Rule number 2, whichever the interrupt source you assign to any slot, the corresponding interrupt service routine has to be assigned to the address register. For example, I assign ADC interrupt to slot 0. I should not put the ISR of ADC in a different address register. That will not work out. You have to always assign the ISR of ADC interrupt, ADC 0 interrupt to slot 0 only, because that is where I have assigned the address. That is where I have assigned the slot of ADC. So whichever slot you are using for assigning an interrupt source, that exact address register you have to use for assigning the ISR. So that important concept you have to understand. So two things here. First thing is, any slot from 0 to 15 can be used to assign an interrupt from 0 to 22. Second thing, vector interrupt controller, vector address register of that vector interrupt controller, vector control register should match. For example, if I put an X here, vector interrupt address of that vector interrupt controller should be used for storing the address of ISR. These are the two things that you have to understand. So don't assign a particular slot in 15 or 5, assign the address in 3 or 2 or something. So that will not work out. Okay, so these two things that you have to keep in mind. So vector interrupt controller consists of 16 vector control registers. These 16 control registers are used to assign a particular interrupt source to a particular slot. Number 1. There are 16 such address registers. The interrupt service routine address have to be assigned to the corresponding address register. These are the two things. Pretty simple. Now let us see the 16 control registers. Vector control 0 to vector control 15. What is the use of these 16 registers? This is used to assign a particular interrupt source to a particular slot. That is the only job. So out of the 22 interrupts, I can assign any slot from slot 0 to slot 15. So how do I do that? By using vector control 0 to vector control 15 SFR. All these 16 SFRs will have common syntax. Out of the 32 bits, the first 5 bits 0 to 5 is used to assign an interrupt source. So interrupt source number. Why 5 bits are available? Because we have interrupts, 22 interrupts. So if you want to completely represent 22 interrupts, we need 5 bits. So the corresponding interrupt source number you would put here. Okay. Bit number 5 is an enable bit. So this enable bit has to be 1. So these are the two things that you should do. So I have to make enable is equal to 1, and I have to assign the interrupt source number from bit 0 to 4 in order to assign a particular slot to a particular interrupt source. So these are the two things that you have to do. Rest of the bits we are not bothered. So let us see some examples. So this is my vector interrupt controller table. There are 16 of them. This is slot 0. This is slot 15. So the first example, assign slot 0 to external interrupt 0. So I want to assign external interrupt 0 to slot 0. So if you wanted to use slot 0, which SFR I have to use? vector interrupt controller. What is the name of the SFR? Vector interrupt controller, vector control 0. Vector control 0 I have to use because I want to assign slot 0. So vector control 0 is equal to, or take hexadecimal 01, left shift this by 5 times. If I do this, my fifth bit becomes 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. The fifth bit is the enable bit. This fellow becomes 1. Or I also should assign the source number of external interrupt 0 in the first 4 bits. First 5 bits, sorry. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. First 5 bits. So what is the interrupt source number for external interrupt 0? External interrupt 0 is having a source number of 14. So you simply OR with 14. Is that okay for you? So vector control 0 is a 32-bit SFR. I am not bothered about the rest of the bits. Bit 0, bit 1, bit 2, bit 3, bit 4. These 5 bits I make use of for writing the source number. This is what this 14 will do. I am writing a 14 here. Fifth bit is the enable bit. So if I left shift this by 5 times and I write a 1, this enable bit becomes a 1. So the moment you do these two things, slot 0 is assigned to external interrupt 0. So maybe you can see another example. Assign slot 15 to UART interrupt, UART 0. I want to assign the last slot to UART 0. Let us say, for example. So if I am going to use slot 15, which vector control register I have to use? Vector control 15. So vector interrupt controller, vector control 15 is equal to, as usual, make the enable bit 1. Hexadecimal 01, left shift this by 5 times. Or what is the source number for UART 0? UART 0 is having a interrupt source number of 6. So you OR this with 6. So if you do it that way, what will happen? As usual, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The first 5 bits will take a number of 6, and the fifth bit is the enable bit. This becomes 1. So if I do it that way, the last slot, which is 15th slot, is assigned to UART 0. So it is a pretty easy thing that you do. So in order to assign a particular slot in the vector interrupt controller, use vector interrupt controller, vector control register, in which the fifth bit has to be a 1, and the first 5 bits you make use of for assigning a particular source in order to assign that particular slot to an interrupt source. Pretty easy. Then, after assigning an interrupt source to a particular interrupt, the next thing is to assign the address of the ISR. So again you have 16 control registers have 16 address register. Each address register is used to assign the address of an ISR. Okay, so these registers store the address of the function. Function means what function? Interrupt service routine function. That must be called when an interrupt occurs. So which function is called when the interrupt happens? That is called interrupt service routine. So the address of the interrupt service routine will load into these address registers. So each control register has a corresponding address register. They always come in pairs. Whichever control register you are using, use the corresponding address register. That is a simple rule. Don't assign in one slot and put the address in a different address register. That will not work out. You additionally have another address register called vector interrupt controller, vector address register. there is one important pitfall that you should keep in mind. Don't confuse these 16 registers, that is vector interrupt controller, vector address 02, vector interrupt controller, vector address 15 with this address register, because the name looks similar. Only thing is it doesn't have the numerical figures here, that X ranging from 0 to 15 is not present here. It is a simple vector interrupt controller, vector address register. This register is used to signify the end of ISR. So when you complete the ISR, you simply perform a dummy write in this particular SFR. Vector interrupt controller, vector address is equal to 0. You put a dummy write in this particular register. This signifies that the interrupt service routine for that particular interrupt is over. So that is the significance of this particular SFR, and it has nothing to do with the 16 SFRs that we have already discussed here. And more importantly, how do we write interrupt service routine in LPC2148? First of all, if you remember, how did we wrote the interrupt service routine in 8051? What is the syntax we used? Void name of the ISR, say int0 ISR, void followed by the interrupt keyword, interrupt, interrupt followed by the priority number and the body of the interrupt service routine. This is how we wrote in 8051. So an interrupt service routine is distinguished by this interrupt keyword followed by the priority number in 8051. Similar syntax only with a minor modification. Void name of the ISR, again void. It is ended with a double underscore IRQ word. Double underscore IRQ means that particular function is an interrupt service routine. There is also another method. You can put this double underscore IRQ at the beginning also. So double underscore IRQ, then void my ISR. Void. This is also possible. But I would prefer this method over the first method, because this is what we used in 8051. So you can just compare this one and that. Instead of interrupt keyword, you have to use double underscore IRQ. That is the only difference between 8051 and LPC2148. So this you keep in mind. So what are the three important steps to enable an interrupt in LPC2148? Step 1, you have to enable an interrupt. If you want to enable an interrupt, make the interrupt bit of that particular interrupt source as a 1. So we use interrupt enable SFR and write a 1 to the corresponding source. Second one, you have to assign a particular interrupt to an interrupt slot. So which slot you are interested in, you can use that particular slot, control register. So X here ranges from 0 to 15 because we have 16 slots. So whichever slot you want to assign, take the corresponding control register and assign an interrupt source to that particular control register. This fellow has the following syntax: bit number 0, bit number 1, bit number 2, bit number 3 and bit number 4. These 5 bits you make use of for writing the source number of that interrupt. This bit is the enable bit. You always make this to 1. So these are the two things that you do. And the third step is assign the address. Of interrupt service routine. So we have vector interrupt controller, vector address register. Again, X here ranges from 0 to 15. Whichever address whichever control register you are using, the corresponding address register you use for assigning the address of the ISR. Okay, so we will see some examples here. I will directly go here. This is the template code. What is the first thing that you do? First, we have to enable. How do I enable? Vector interrupt controller interrupt enable are equal to 1 left shifted by y. Y refers to 0 to 22. Any interrupt any interrupt source from 0 to 22. Then I have to assign the vector interrupt control register with the corresponding interrupt source. So vector interrupt controller vector control x is assigned to 1 left shifted by 5 or with y. 1 left shifted by 5 means you are making the enable bit as a 1. Y here again refers to 0 to 22. Third one is the address register. Vector interrupt controller vector address x is equal to, what is the syntax? You simply use a typecasting unsigned name of the SFR name. Simply call the function name and typecast to this the function name. Function name of ISR and typecast it and assign it to the address register. Okay, so these are the three simple things that you have to do. So we will see some examples so that we can understand easily. First one, you assign timer 0 interrupt to slot 0. For that, you should know what is the source number of timer 0 interrupt. Timer 0 interrupt is having a source number of 4. So, vector interrupt controller interrupt enable is equal to 1 left shifted by 4. So, 4 is the source number of timer 0. Next one, vector interrupt controller vector control 0 is equal to 1 left shifted by 5. We will make enable bit as 1 or this with 4. 4 is the source number. So this will assign slot 0 to timer 0 interrupt. Next one, we have to assign the name of the ISR to address 0. My ISR is the name of the function. You typecast with an unsigned notation and assign that to address 0. Note that control 0 has to be matched with address 0. This has to be matched, otherwise it will be an issue. So these are the three things. First one enable, second one assign to a particular slot, then assign the address of the ISR. Three simple things. Let us see some examples. External interrupt 0, let us say. So assign external interrupt 0 to slot 0. Because we have 4 interrupts, external interrupt 0, external interrupt 1, external interrupt 2 and external interrupt 3. I want to use external interrupt 0 and I want to assign that to slot 0. So what are the three simple things? First one is enable. So how do I enable? 3 SFRs is interrupt enable, vector control, vector address. Vector interrupt controller, interrupt enable are equal to hexadecimal 01. I am using 14, so let's shift this by 14 times. So that will make the 14th bit of enable as a 1. So that is the first thing. Second thing, I have to assign slot 0 with external interrupt 0. So what is the name of the ISR? Vector interrupt controller, vector control, CNTL, slot 0 is 0 is equal to hexadecimal 0 1. Left shift this by 5 times. This will make the enable bit as 1, or with the source number of 14. So it will write the first 5 bits into 14. Next one, third one, vector interrupt controller, vector address of again slot 0 is equal to unsigned is the typecasting. Name of the SFR, you can use any name. INT0 ISR. This is the name of the ISR. So name of the function, you simply typecast to ISR unsigned notation and you assign to 0. So make sure that both of them are the same slot. Okay, so that is pretty straightforward. Example 2. Enable UART interrupt, again UART 0, and assign it to slot 1. So what are the three things? I am using slot 1 in this case. So vector interrupt controller, interrupt enabled or equal to hexadecimal 0 1 left shifted by UART 0 is having 6. This will enable UART interrupt. UART 0 interrupt. This is the first thing. Second thing, I want to assign slot 1. So which register I have to use? Vector interrupt controller, vector control slot 1. So number 1 is equal to hexadecimal 0 1 left shifted by 5 times. This will make enable equal to 1, or this, what is the source number of UART 0? This is 6. Simply OR with 6. The first 5 bits will take that value. Third one, you have to assign the address of slot 1. Vector interrupt controller, vector, there is no space here, it's a single word. Address of slot 1 is equal to what is happening? Equal to unsigned name of the SFR. Say UART ISR. This is the name of the ISR. Turn out is the semicolon. So this is how we assign a interrupt source to a particular slot and enable it. Three simple things. Once you assign that, and then the interrupt is getting enabled and it is assigned to an ISR, and then it is a matter of handling the interrupt specific SFR for that particular interrupt source. So I stop here. Hope you would have given cleared your fundamental questions that you had in mind.